Over the past year, I've had the opportunity to test out a variety of lenses, both third-party lenses and native Fuji lenses. And honestly, there weren't many duds in the bunch. Some lenses stood out more than the others, but what's exciting is that third-party lenses are stepping up their game, giving native lenses a run for their money. Today, I want to share my experiences with the lenses that I've tried in 2023 to end off the year, and highlighting my top picks for the X mount system. Now, the criteria for this year's list are a bit different because my top lenses hasn't really changed much from previous years, and I didn't want to bore you with the same old list. So we're going to do something different, and I want to dive into some fresh recommendations. I'll be including third-party lenses in this roundup because honestly, they've been producing some outstanding glass. While these might not make it into my personal day-to-day kit, considering that I've already found my go-to favorites, I still believe that these lenses deserve some recognition. So buckle up and let's explore the lens landscape for 2023 together. Let's start off with the Cine lenses. This year marked my introduction into Cine lenses designed for the Fujifilm X mount. I had the chance to test out the Series Nightwalkers and as well the 7 Artisans, the Vision Cine lens. As someone always seeking ways to enhance the visual appeal of my videos, exploring different lenses is a natural step for me. While I'm not like a filmmaker per se, I decided to give Cine lenses a shot to see if they resonate with my style. What I found fascinating is that even though my primary focus is in filmmaking, both lenses, the Series Nightwalkers and the 7 Artisans Cine lenses, excelled in producing stunning cinematic quality footage. These images exhibited a softness that's often desired in filmmaking. Many filmmakers intentionally steer away from ultra-sharp clinical lenses, preferring the warmth and the character that the softer lenses bring. In this regard, both lenses delivered admirably, especially considering their price point. The experience was so enjoyable that I'm eager to explore more Cine lens in the future. It's a journey that I'm excited about as I gain more confidence in my filmmaking skills. I hope to put together some compelling projects in the near future. So again, I gotta give these two Cine lenses a shout out. They're doing good work. Shout out to Series and 7 Artisans for making incredible lenses. Let's move on to the Laowa 65mm macro lens. I recently discovered that I like macro photography, and let me tell you, this Laowa lens got me absolutely thrilled about it. As I tested it out, I couldn't help but marvel at how incredibly close it allows you to get. It's a 2x macro lens with impeccable image quality. Granted, you nail that focus. Macro photography for me is like stepping into a different world. Everything becomes larger with a macro lens, that's what she said. I adore magnifying the intricate details of plants or observing like the delicate legs of an insect or a bug. It's a mesmerizing experience that unveils the miniature universe of bugs and plants and showcasing their symbiotic relationship as a whole ecosystem. It was just so fun to just like view it through that lens, through that scope. And switching to macro photography refreshes my perspective and challenges my shooting style, which I find to be invigorating. But here's the twist though, it's not just a macro lens, it also doubles as a good portrait photography lens. At a 60mm focal length, it's pretty good. I would say it's a mid telephoto lens that I can take advantage of. It gives me good compression, and the sharpness of this photo is just really good for portraits. So why am I putting this lens in the spotlight? Macro lenses are truly one of a kind, and the Laowa 65mm Dreamer lens doesn't disappoint. It delivers fantastic image quality with minimal to no chromatic aberrations, and I just had to share this gem with you guys. It's an incredible lens. I actually love it. Let's move on to the Viltrox 75mm f1.2. Viltrox has truly left a strong impression on me recently, and today I want to share with you guys a lens that has been impressing me with its fantastic performance and incredible value for the price. If you're navigating a budget or torn between the Fuji XF 56mm and the 90mm f2, this Viltrox comfortably fits into that in-between space. What makes this lens stand out is its remarkable image quality and the distinct character of its bokeh. Given its affordability, it's definitely punching above its weight. And trust me when I say that the performance you get for the cost is truly remarkable. I wholeheartedly recommend this lens, especially for those venturing into portrait photography on a budget. Even if budget isn't a concern, this lens is definitely worth considering. Let's move on to the XF 56mm f1.2 WR. This is the only XF lens that I've had the opportunity to try this past year, and this one stands out. With the constant influx of impressive third-party lenses hitting the market, and having put almost all the major XF lenses to the test, there aren't many more native lenses left on my testing wish list. Maybe a few zoom lenses, but that's about it. This feels like it's one of the last XF lenses that I'm going to try that's a prime lens, unless they come up with something new and refreshing. Fujifilm. When it was loaned to me over the summer, I cherished every moment with it, and I was so enamored by that lens, I decided to add it to my personal collection that you see right here. Check it out, y'all. I got one for myself. Oh my god. I used it on a beach photo shoot a couple weeks ago, and boy, so good. So freaking good, man. I love the compression. The image quality from this lens is nothing short of stellar. When I had the choice between this and the 90mm f2, practicality and the versatility of the 56mm won me over. The image quality is not just good, it's beautiful. The bokeh is incredibly smooth and the sharpness is on point. The lens has even improved its close focusing distance from the Mark 1, which was 70 centimeters, and now with the Mark 2 right here, it improved to 50 centimeters. Is it 50 centimeters? 50. I'm pretty sure it's 50 centimeters. It's 50 centimeters. Shooting with the 56mm focal length again felt like reuniting with an old friend. This lens reminded me why this focal length is truly exceptional. The compression, the detail, and the overall contrast of an image are simply beautiful. If you have the means to invest in this lens, by all means, go for it. You won't be disappointed. You won't regret it. And let's move on to the Sigma 18 to 55mm f2.8. I absolutely have to share my excitement about this lens because honestly, it's great. As I've emphasized in my recent videos, I'm always on the lookout for the perfect balance of compact size and stellar performance. Whether it's a camera or in this case, this standard zoom lens from Sigma is a true gem, especially for travel and sightseeing in a new city waiting to be explored. Its compact size is a standout feature coupled with outstanding image quality. And here's the kicker, it's an f2.8, a tiny lens with so much punch, and that's precisely why it has earned its spot in this discussion. Sigma has been hitting their mark with their X-mount releases, and in terms of price to performance, this lens is an absolute bang for your buck. The micro contrast is on point, the bokeh looks decent, the autofocusing is great, and the images are just incredibly sharp. And let's not forget its semi-macro level close focusing distance. At the widest, at 18mm, it can get in as close as 10 centimeters. This is absolutely mind-blowing, so you can get in really close. All of this at a reasonable price. Now sure, there are other standard zoom lenses out there that might offer a bit more reach, slightly better sharpness, clarity, and detail, or even image stabilization or optical image stabilization. But for me, I'm willing to make that sacrifice for the sheer size and compact convenience that this lens brings to the table. And last but certainly not least, we gotta talk about the Viltrox 27mm f1.2. Now I must admit that this lens is substantial in size, but it boasts an impressive f1.2 aperture. It's one of the sharpest lenses that I've ever tested for the X-mount series. And this is not just amongst like the third-party lenses, but rivaling some of Fuji's top native glass in terms of sharpness. And Viltrox has been on fire lately. I feel like they've elevated their status to the next level. They're not just excelling in prime lenses, but they're also making waves with like awesome cine lenses and anamorphic lenses. And this kind of competition and innovation is fantastic for the Fujifilm community. And again, if you can overlook its size, this lens is a true performer. The images that it delivers, that 3D pop, oh my god, so good. It's simply amazing. And the bokeh is beautiful. I had a blast using this lens as an everyday lens, capturing the slow life here in the Algarve, and it delivered. I know you might argue that a tiny f2 Fuji lens could do better, and I agree if that's your preference. However, that f1.2 aperture offers you shallow depth of field that you can't achieve with the f2 lens, and it opens another dimension of shots, especially if you're planning to go this route. And looking ahead, I'm genuinely excited about what Viltrox has in store for us in 2024. I can't wait to see what they come up with next. Alright, there you have it. This wraps up my list. I haven't tried every single lens out there. Again, I'm only human after all. These are the best lenses that I've had the pleasure of testing in the year 2023. While I could have included Fuji's XF 33mm f1.4 as a top lens, or even the XF 23mm f1.4 as a top lens, I wanted to avoid doing you a disservice by not mentioning other outstanding lenses. At this stage, I have a pretty good idea of my top choices for my personal collection, and that's not going to change that much heading into next year and a year after that, and so on. Now, I would love to hear from you. What are some of your top lenses that you tried this year? If you're interested in any of these lenses, you can find the links down in the description below, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks so much for